Hello world. How's everyone doing today? All right. It's been a great day. Has had some great conversations, consulting clients, helping new investors. It's going well. One of the things that came up that I talked about today with a investor, cat's getting lippy, is how you may be killing your own deals and not even knowing it, or killing your own leads and not even knowing it. So one of the things I talk to with new investors all the time is we all have these ideas. We all see in these different groups the number of different ways to generate leads. There's 30 plus when I did trainings. And what ultimately happens is we get these ideas of how lead generation works, how they're supposed to work, what it looks like, and then we just need to work them out, right? Ultimately, what ends up happening though is we start getting these lead generation, like we're cold calling lists, we're sending out messages, we're doing direct mail, we're doing all this stuff. And it may not be how we're meant to actually operate one way. I talked about this in some other posts, but how it ultimately ends up happening is the energy that we have, because we're resisting it, because we don't want to make the calls. We don't know what's going to happen when we send those text messages out. We have an energy going into the conversation. And so just like when I talk to investors, like you can hear your state of being. And what I mean by state of being is the energy that you're bringing to it, whether it's resistant, whether it's like you can almost hear a heaviness in the voice. You can hear a resistance, a reluctancy to like a scared mindset almost. But you may be killing your own leads because you either don't want to do the lead generation that way, or you're not prepared to hop on the call because you're resisting it, or whatever other way that you're generating leads. And so you have to ask yourself a couple questions. And this is the questions that I bring to clients and I bring to investors when we're talking about lead generation is, number one, are you excited to do this? And I made a post about this. Are you excited to do it? Does it work to your strengths? Because if you're resisting it and it meets those two criteria, then it's a mental game of just building the muscle and getting confident with doing it. If it doesn't meet those two criteria, then you may have the wrong lead generation and you're killing your leads because you're not meant to operate that way. You're not meant to do it that way. You're not excited about doing it. It doesn't meet a strength. If I'm having trouble talking to people and my main method of generating leads is cold calling lists, it's a low conversion type list. It's a low conversion type lead gen. Then you're going to have to be able to navigate that conversation more effectively. You're going to have more influence right off the bat, as opposed to, I've got a great personality, but my conversation necessarily isn't the greatest. Build referrals, right? Whatever works for you, whatever excites you, whatever way you want to do that. If you're not in that zone, if you're not in that presence, if you're not excited and it doesn't meet a strength, so you don't really have confidence in doing it, then ask yourself, is it something that I want to learn? Is it something I want to work on as a muscle? Or is it just something that's not really aligned with who I am? If it's not aligned with who you are and how you want to operate and what you want to build in your business, stop doing it. Straight out, stop doing it, because you're not only taking energy from you, you're building a muscle of rejection. You're building a muscle that reinforces your state of being of not wanting to do it, right? It's a mental trick at that point, because when you hop on and you start from that energy, you're just bringing more of that energy in. So that's what you've got to ask yourself. Is this something I do want to learn and I'm excited about and I just have to build that muscle? It's like riding a bike. Or do I just not, like, am I doing this because somebody else has had success and this is what they told me to do? But in reality, deep down, I don't really want to do it, right? And so that's the process I went through. I learned cold calling as a part of the business because I wanted to learn it. Once I learned it and learned how the muscle worked and I started doing it more often and I was doing the cold calling, I realized I don't want to build my business around this because I don't feel like being rejected 900 times. It's just like the low touch, the low conversion, the low impact. That's not how I wanted to build my business. And so on top of that, the wholesaling wasn't how I wanted to build my business. So I still do wholesales. I still work, wholesaling rehabbing. Rental property is more what I'm shifting to, but you have to build your business. Start building your business now the way that you actually want to build your business. If you're building your business based on what somebody else is building and had success with, and you're not looking to model that behavior, but you're doing it to meet a goal, you're going to struggle with fulfillment. You're going to struggle with bringing that energy. If it is about that and you want that energy and this is how you want to build it, then put something in place before you start that conversation to pump yourself up. You see it all the time with Tony Robbins. You see it with, I know Rafael Vargas has it, like TTP, like all these people that have great success with cold calling or text messaging or all that. They have things to get you energized in order to bring it to that conversation. If you're down and you feel down before you hop on the phone and before you talk to anybody, do something to pick yourself up. And that's only something you're going to be able to build and cultivate and learn as you go through the process. So listen to a motivational video, listen to some music that gets you pumped up, do something. If you know it's a muscle that you need to do and you just need to go through it, put something in place to help you execute at a higher level and hold you accountable and help you get through that process and bring an energy of presence, of excitement, of knowing what you're doing, confidence. Even if you're going to struggle through it, build that muscle. And so that's where you reach out to somebody, create accountability partners, listen to videos, like I said, music, all of that stuff. So if you guys have any questions or any comments about it, if you need help putting something into place, feel free to message me offline or through Messenger. No problem with that, but I appreciate it. I see some likes on this. So yeah, it's all about building your business the way that you want, because if you're not, you may be killing leads that could possibly be leads if you do it the right way for you. So that's my piece for today, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow, and you have a good one. Bye.